So we are clearly sitting above the neckline. To push the price a little bit lower, to grab all this liquidity all the way down, we should start to consider to take a little bit profit. That will be your last opportunity to enter at a really, really good price point. The next 24 hours are really critical for Bitcoin, and I'm gonna show you exactly why and what I'm going to do. So don't miss out on this, and let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here on this Saturday. I'm actually about to go to a party with some other crypto friends. So let's try to keep this short today and let's get directly into the charts. I'm here right now on the CME chart, and something really interesting is here developing, because if you remember, I said yesterday that I expect overall a small correction in the market. Now, when we're looking at where CME yesterday closed, you will see that we closed at $66,235. I believe that tomorrow we will opening somewhere between 65 and 64,500. Somewhere here we are going to open. And what did we learn by watching all my videos about CME gaps? When price opens below Friday's close here, we go up to fill the gap. If we are opening above Friday's close, we come down to fill the CME gap. This will be a CME gap. If we are getting one, that will be 100% filled, guys. So don't get scared out of your position if you see us going down, because you know, okay, tomorrow if we go down, or even later today if we go a little bit lower than we are right now already, actually, we're gonna see by Monday, Tuesday, a reversal back to the upside, and potentially even breaking the $67,140 mark for Bitcoin on the CME chart. If you're looking for liquidity to actually execute this trade here, then go to ZoomX right now with the link in the description and the pinned comment below. I am drawing today 2 winners of each $500, as I promised yesterday. So for this week you are done, but next week I'm gonna pull another 2 potential winners here of $500. So take advantage of that while I can throw money around from ZoomX. The list is also quite short of potential winners, so you have a high chance and likelihood to win the $500. So take advantage of that while you can. And by the end of this video, I'm telling you who has won the $500. So 2 people will be picked by the end here. Now, when we jump into Bitcoin on the daily charts, what you can clearly observe is, first of all, our trade is doing really, really well here. That I was calling all the way down here from $62,500. But we should start to consider to take a little bit profit if we move here another $1,200 to the upside, because then we are hitting this massive downward sloping trend line, resistance line, that we are trapped under now since March. So for 6 months, almost 7 months, we are now below this downward sloping resistance line. And I still believe if we come up here, the initial move here to the upside will be again a rejection, with the difference this time that we will start consolidating below it. And then the next attempt will be a successful one, and we are finally breaking then above the $67,000, $68,000 level, and will continue in direction of 70,000 and above. So remember, guys, take a little bit profit around this area here, because we could get, or most likely will get, a small rejection, and you can add the profit that you made up here a little bit lower again to continue into higher prices. This is also how I personally trade this. So then another factor that we need to talk about here on the 12-hourly chart is that here more or less the same downward sloping resistance line comes into play for the bull flag that I called, I think 2 days ago, 3 days ago, when I called this here, that we also nicely broke out. This trade is also still ongoing with a target here of $71,500. Also here the same scenario. We are waiting for a retest of this resistance with a small consolidation below. We break through it, you get your continuation to the upside. If you're in this trade setup here, I would maybe not take profit on this specific trade setup, but I would raise my stop loss. So once we are getting up here, I would raise my stop loss to around $65,900. for the simple reason that at least the indicators are starting to look a little bit bearish. The MACD is about to give a sell signal. The RSI is giving us already a sell signal, a stochastic RSI, and the RSI is also going slightly to the downside. And we have here a reversal candlestick pattern, an evening star, with this 12-hourly candle now closing in 11 hours at the current levels here, confirming that evening star pattern, which means that also here we are locally topping out and will come down a little bit. So we could actually come down all the way back to the potential entry level of $64,200. And that's why I'm telling you, if we are first starting to move a little bit higher, set your stop loss at $65,900. If you get stopped out, everything fine, because most likely we will come a little bit lower where you can then just reopen the same trade, but then with more money than before. So your position is bigger, you compounded your profit. Hence, while you will make more money once we are returning back to the upside. Also here on the 4-hourly chart, we have perfectly called this rising wedge pattern here. We are still in the rejection zone where we could potentially see a move into lower levels here. Again, the $64,000 level makes a lot of sense, but we could also get a bounce from $64,700. These are areas where I would consider, if I would not have a Bitcoin position already, where I would consider to open a new position at these levels, because the stochastic RSI here, there's maybe another 7 to 11 hours of downwards pressure in it. And then I expect here also already a reversal. The RSI will be also then roughly around the 50% mark. Only the MACD will look bearish because we are about to get a sell signal here. But yeah, in this 7 to 11 hours period, I think the lowest point that we can reach would be $64,700. From there, we have to reevaluate the situation, but most likely we will get another attempt here to break to the upside, come one more time down here, consolidate, and then we do what we do in every bull market and actually break this falling wedge pattern to the upside and turning this rejection zone into a support zone. On the liquidation levels, also here, you will see that we have a lot of confidence to go to $64,700 or even to $64,000 based off the over-leveraged positions, long positions that are below us. You see here already $65,200. There are some 100x positions, then here 50x, and then here again a lot of 100x positions. It would also mark a perfect textbook retest of the EMA ribbon. We would get into the middle of it if we go all the way down to $64,100. Most likely get a bounce from there because also the 50 moving average is in alignment at these levels, and then get, like I said, the retest here to the upside to $67,000, come back down, continuation into these low leveraged positions. Also on the liquidation heat map, we can observe something like this when I go to the weekly chart. See here below us, all this liquidity. Above us is not as much as liquidity as currently below us that has built up over the last 7 days. So it would make sense here, liquidity-wise, to push the price a little bit lower, to grab all this liquidity all the way down to like $64,100, and from there then push it back to the upside, because everybody will think that we go much lower. We go to 62, 60,000. I saw this already on Twitter everywhere. There are a lot of people think if we start to correct now, that we should brace ourselves for $60,000, $62,000. I don't believe that we go that low here in a long time. Yeah, that we don't see these prices in a long time again. So 64, in my opinion, is the level that we need to currently have an eye on. And from there, we will get the reversal between $64,000 and $64,700. If you want a more safe option to actually immediately get some money and a new position on altcoins, because you should not forget we make most of the money on our altcoins, then you should go deposit $100 on a Bybit to claim your free $500 airdrop position on any of these coins that are mentioned here, guys. Again, the clock is ticking and working against you like the last time. I know a lot of people missed out on this. It's really simple, guys. Sign up on Bybit, deposit $100, go to the reward hub, claim the airdrop voucher, use the airdrop voucher, and all the profits belong to you. The last trade that I had given here for this airdrop was Phantom, and people made $13,000 with this $500 position. So guys, you should really take advantage of that while exchanges are throwing free money around, because this is limited. You know, this will end at some point, and now you don't want to wait until the clock goes down to 80 days, because the bull run is about to start now, not in 80 days. In 80 days, it's too late. You know, even if you want to build a long-term position, these $500 can turn into 6 figures if you buy the right coin right now from this list. So most likely not Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana, but anything else here, and you keep it for a couple of months. The $500 will not disappear once you open the position. You can keep this for the whole bull run if you want. So take advantage of that, because you only need to deposit $100, take the voucher, withdraw the $100 if you want to, open the position, and enjoy the profits that you make out of it. And let me know in the comments actually who made money off the $500 airdrop position so far. Not how much, but if you made money, I would like to know. When we're looking at the state of the USDT dominance, then you can clearly see that the USDT dominance was here going to the downside really nicely over the last basically 3 weeks. And only now we see potentially a small bounce back to the upside, but this was expected, you know. So we're here in a major support zone for the USDT dominance. Most likely we will come back up to like 5.45, 5.5%, get a rejection from there, and only then continue to go lower, which is in alignment with everything else that we have analyzed so far, and will move then in direction here of the 5% mark, which will bring us to around $68,000 for one Bitcoin. Then the Bitcoin dominance also creeping here slowly closer and closer to the downward sloping trend line of the upward sloping support line of that rising wedge here. This will most likely take, I would say, until next weekend, potentially mid next week and next week, where we see the first attempt to break the horizontal level. And this will be the first precursor that we need for a bigger move here down to 55%. And there, of course, altcoins will have a massive move already. And I'm going to show you that here also on something else. I just need to find where's the chart. So here's the chart. Okay. Because the total market cap, the total free, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, broke out of the falling wedge pattern that we have called here a couple of weeks back, where I told you here most likely we will get rejected one more time, and then we get the breakout. Now we got the breakout over here, facing now resistance at $653 billion. Yeah, $644 to $653 billion is the current resistance level. But what I also want to point out is that we have here a massive W pattern where we are now sitting above the neckline. Actually, I need to move this a little bit lower here. So we are clearly sitting above the neckline. And now, when we're measuring the target for this, let's take only candles. So then here, this W pattern would bring us to $742 billion market cap for altcoins. So this is a $110 billion increase, which is currently 16%, maybe a little bit more actually, but I think it's roughly 16%. It's almost 18% here to the upside, that the total market cap of altcoins will increase. You know how much altcoins are going to explode when the market cap is going up 18%. Of course, not in one single day. This will take like a week or two, maybe a little bit longer. But that move here into $742 billion will have a significant impact on many altcoins that we are trading currently. While we're talking about altcoins, let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum has broken above this massive multi-month downward sloping trend line finally. So, but as I told you guys, we need to be careful here. I was expecting that we are getting here a small pullback once we are breaking above that. I told you that the momentum is running out here for Ethereum, and that we should be prepared for this. I can imagine that we come here one more time down to $2,575. That will be your last opportunity to enter at a really good price point if we're coming down here before we are starting to make a major moves to the upside, because also the stochastic is telling us there is a little bit momentum to the downside with the sell signal, the RSI going down, the MACD going down. So $100 to the, even $75 to the downside would not be really surprising here at the current situation that I see at the indicators here on this 12-hourly chart. But overall, the direction, we know where it's going, all the way up here to $3,200. Then Solana, our trade, the second one, played perfectly out that I had given here. So everybody who took the trade, congratulations, you made here 4.25% profit plus the leverage that, or multiplied the leverage that you used. You can take this trade most likely again. I believe here over the next 3 hours, we will have here one more move to $155, which is anyway just $1.50 away, which is, what is this, like 0.3%? 0.6% roughly to the downside, so nothing massive. Yeah, so not a massive move here. So you can basically open the same trade again, because here the stochastic is bottoming out, the RSI is still pointing down, but not massively. And I believe that the MACD over the next, what is it, 7 to 11 hours will turn around here to the upside. So you get another chance to take the same trade if you missed it 2 days ago when I had sent it out the first time. Then fetch, perfect. Also here, what we said the other day, I want about this rising wedge, and that we most likely get rejected from here and come back down into that green zone or close to it. So here, if you want to long fetch, you do it either at the touch of the downward sloping trend line, upward sloping trend line, the support of that rising wedge. But it's same, more or less, you know. So if we come down here by tomorrow, it's $1.53 roughly. If we come into the green zone, it's $1.49. There's not a big difference. But most likely we will come back here into this green support area, the horizontal support zone, bounce from there and go in direction of $2 and even higher than that. So this is the setup that I'm personally looking at for fetch, and I have limit orders placed here in that green zone from $1.43 all the way up to $1.50 approximately. Something else that I forgot to tell you about, guys, is I opened a trade here on Alpha X currently on Optimism. If you want to use a decentralized exchange with a centralized trading feeling, guys, I can only recommend you to use Alpha X. I really like the platform. I'm trading, as you can see, I'm trading here myself. I'm 5%, 6% almost underwater. But my liquidation price is so ridiculous that I don't think that it's getting touched, so hence why I'm keeping that position. There's also a link for that in the description below and pin comment below. This is for everybody that cannot use a centralized exchange. This is the best option for you out there currently. Hence why I'm using them, and you get up to $5,000 just for signing up there. So take advantage of that, because I also don't know when they're gonna end this promotion. They gave it to me because it's a new partner. Take advantage of that while you can, guys, because this is one of the trades I'm going to explain you why I actually took this one here today. First of all, on the 1 hourly chart, earlier when I took the trade, things were looking good that we actually break this downward sloping trend line here in conjunction with the horizontal level. Now you see we got rejected from there. We will come most likely down to the 50 moving average on the 1 hourly chart, find support from here, coil up, break through this and go to $2, potentially $2.10, and from here I would expect the next rejection. Of course, if I go now into higher time frames, they look way worse than what we see on the 1 hourly time frame. Here on the 4 hourly time frame, there's way more room to the downside. Here, the 50 moving average is around $1.74, and also the upward sloping support is coming in at $1.75. So technically we could see a move all the way down there, but from there I would expect a bounce with continuation to the upside. I'm willing to hold this trade. It's not a massive trade. It's a $5,000 trade that I have currently running there. So I'm willing to hold this if I have to until it bounces back to the upside, and potentially add more on the way down to average down my overall entry price. So, but I can tell you that Optimism has finally found strength again to come back and move here past $2 over the next couple of days, hence why I opened a position on a specific trade. So if you want to enter this, the safest way to do that would be waiting for either the horizontal level to break at $1.88 or the downward sloping resistance, currently sitting at $1.87. But of course, it's a moving target. The more price action moves on, the lower we get an entry here along that downward sloping resistance. The same with the 50 moving average on the 1 hourly and 4 hourly chart. This is also a really good entry point. So, but the safest one would be $1.88 if you want to wait for it. I took here a little risk. That's why I'm also a little bit underwater, but I can stomach that and just wait and see what's going to happen here. Then another one that is here pulling back, and not really surprised by that, is Telegram. We were here a little bit overextended on the indicators. We got into the golden ratio here, the 0.65, 0.618, got a rejection from there, also not really surprising. But I still believe that over the next 3 to 4 days that we are turning around and will go at least to $6.40, hence why I keep my trade running. We were yesterday at $6 and also today at $6. Remember what I said yesterday? I said if we see a move into $6, I'm going to keep the position. If not, I'm going to close it. And now we're a little bit below $6, but this is because Bitcoin is going down. But I know now that there is strength in Telegram and that I want to hold it and see that break of the golden ratio with continuation to the upside. So hence, that's why I'm not moving my money out of this trade, and I have conviction to hold this to $6.40 and potentially into $7 and a little bit more than that. Then the next one is Rune. Rune is still in this bull flag formation here. Once we're breaking above $5.37 and get a 4 hourly close above that, it makes sense to enter because we are heavily overextended here and oversold on the stochastic RSI. The MACD also only small bearish candles here, which is also a sign that there's not a lot of selling pressure. We are also only more or less moving, consolidating sideways above support of the EMA ribbon and the horizontal support level that we have here. And at the same time, we are, no, we are not putting in here. No, we are actually putting in here a small divergence, if I'm not completely mistaken. No, not yet. So if I, of course, if I would put it like this, then yes, but currently, no, not really. There's no divergence yet. But there might be soon one. So that's another indication that you can take and wait for. If we get here a bullish divergence, then you only need to see where the price is. As long as we would be above the EMA ribbon or above the support level here, I would consider also entering a position. But for now, I wait for a break of the downward sloping trend line of that bull flag. So now let's move on to today's winners. For ZoomX, we need a number from, let me just move this over here. Now we need a number from, what do we have here? From 16 to 41. The first one, 16 to 41. So number 39. 39. The account number 310516222. You have won $500. Congratulations. Send me a screenshot of your ZoomX account showing this account number to info@amcrypto.us, and then I'm gonna forward it to the ZoomX team to credit your account with $500. You have 24 hours to do so. If you are not sending me an email with proof within 24 hours, I'm gonna give the money tomorrow to somebody else. So be fast with that. So now let's get to the next winner. Actually, let me quick mark that we have a winner here. The next one, 34. 34 is this one here. 243083776. You have won also $500. Congratulations. Same story. Send an email to my team, info@amcrypto.us, with a screenshot that you are the owner of this account number. And then we're going to forward it to ZoomX to credit your account. Same rules, 24 hours. If you don't send us an email, we give it to somebody else. Be quick with that. And if you want to stand a chance, guys, also to win $500, then really simple, deposit $100 on ZoomX, but first open an account there. So open an account, deposit $100, and then twice a week, I'm going to draw a $500 winner from that list. As you can see, we keep track of everyone that is fulfilling all the requirements to be here one of the winners. Yeah, and other than that, don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you with more money tomorrow.